Less than 2 weeks after the province's speed camera ban took effect, drivers are pushing the limits once again. That's according to data out of Brampton, where one councillor is signaling speeding has doubled. Good evening. In the face of the outcry from several cities, the Premier fired back today,
defending the decision to scrap the cameras and ridiculing municipal officials for their complaints about the oversized signs intended to slow down the speeders. CTV's Janice Golding has been following this story today and joins us live with the latest. Janice.
Hi, Natalie. Despite a sick kids study hospital that found that speed cameras actually reduce speeding in urban school zones by about 45%, the province decided to plow ahead and axe the cameras. Now some local councillors are sounding the alarm. After months of calling speed cameras municipal cash grabs, the province shut the program down on November 14th.
What we are seeing is that drivers, as soon as those cameras were turned off, the drivers, in terms of driving 11 kilometers an hour or over, has doubled.
But according to Brampton Regional Councillor Rowena Santos, city data is clear. In the 3 weeks before the Premier put the brakes on the program, the cameras were capturing about 30,000 speeders a week. The week they were shut down, from November 9th to November 15th, that number rose slightly, with 31,581 vehicles traveling 11 kilometers per hour over the limit. The number skyrocketing the following week to 71,258.
People are now driving well beyond the speed limit based on the cameras now being off.
In fact, Santos says the city of Brampton had 185 cameras, almost all, or 183, situated in school zones.
I think they need to put speeding cameras again.
Back?
Yes.
I personally don't drive at nighttime anymore because of being scared of the roads. Right? Because people go through red lights around here. They just don't obey the rules.
I'm not surprised that the speed has gone up 70%, considering we have zero enforcement on the roads. I can't tell you the last time I saw a police officer doing any sort of speed enforcement around here.
While the province has earmarked $210 million for replacement deterrents, namely speed bumps, roundabouts, and large-scale signs, those steps are being ridiculed. Both Ottawa and Toronto saying the traffic calming signs are too big to fit the poles they have. Meanwhile, Councillor Santos says there's a larger safety concern, literally.
They could cause blind spots. Kids, you wouldn't be able to see them behind these very large signs. Drivers wouldn't be able to see them if they're backing out of their driveway next to a school, for example. And on windy days like today, you know, these signs could just fall off and hit a car, hit a person.
The province fired back today, however, saying the only thing that's ridiculous is the municipality's claims about the signs.
If they need help putting up a large sign, even though they've done it 10 million times, we will have a team out there and I'll say, this is how you put up a big sign. It's a joke, actually. I can't believe it. It's just another tactic.
Still, many local politicians say they can't race to install traffic calming measures, saying even if they try to speed the process up, some steps can take years. Regional Councillor Santos says there are 151 former speed zone sites that now have no safety measures at all, pointing out one area in particular, Kennedy and Notre Dame, saying that speeding increased in that area by 70%. Reporting live from Janice Golding, now back to Natalie.
Okay, thank you, Janice. Well, we are almost at the end of another year with no opening date in sight for the Eglinton Crosstown LRT. Premier Doug Ford says he'll be pressing the head of Metrolinx for an update.
I will get a confirmation, and we're going to see each other again before the end of the year, and I'll ask him, I need a confirmation. I've been asking for a confirmation for this thing for 2 years. It's driving me crazy, just even more than the public. Like, just get the damn thing moving, but make it safe. So we're going to get there.
The 19-kilometer transit line is in the final stages of testing after years of delays. Metrolinx's CEO said last month there was still a chance it could open before 2025 comes to a close. But he has insisted the TTC's Line 5 needs to be completely free of issues first. The project was originally supposed to open in 2020. It is also at least $1 billion over budget.
A special weather statement remains in effect for the city as snow squalls hit the GTA. Here's a live look at our city this evening as lake effect snow is possible through the rest of the day. Looking pretty nice at this hour. The worst of the snow, however, will be centered north of the city, with snow squall warnings issued for Georgian Bay, including Barrie, which could see between 30 and 50 centimeters. Hydro One is warning residents in some areas to expect outages. The heaviest snow is due tonight and into tomorrow. tomorrow, but the storm will linger through Saturday, and officials are urging drivers to be careful out there on the roads amid changing conditions.
It's all about your awareness. Hands on the wheel, with the wind, you're getting shaken around. Eyes on the road, look to where it's going on, and keep thinking about what you're doing. Don't be distracted. Don't drive beyond the distance of your headlights, of your vision or visibility. Understand the roads, they may look just wet, but that could be icy because we're down right at that freezing mark, and that can catch a lot of drivers by surprise. Or when you get to the exit and you take that off ramp at your normal highway speed, and all of a sudden you're sliding off.
Meanwhile, Environment and Climate Change Canada is introducing a new color-coded tiered weather alert system. In addition to stating the hazard and alert type, new alerts will include a color level. Yellow indicates hazardous weather may cause damage, disruption, or health impacts. Orange means severe weather is likely to cause significant damage or disruption, while red warns of very dangerous and possibly life-threatening weather. The agency says by improving how severe weather is reported, Canadians can better understand and prepare for potential impacts. More news in a moment, but first here's another live look outside down at Nathan Phillips Square this hour. A few flurries and some blowing snow this evening as we drop to the freezing mark. But inside Markville Mall tonight, there is so much warmth and joy as the work to build a toy mountain continues.
Lizzie Morrison is there tonight with all the holiday spirit, and I'm sure some special guests I can see behind you.
Oh yes, Michelle and Natalie, it is so nice to move inside out of the cold, those gusty winds and the snow. It's been very changeable weather conditions the last little while here in and around Markham and really across southern Ontario. We're going to begin there because it has been a pretty active weather day. Here's a look at the satellite and radar, and you can see just which areas of southern Ontario are being impacted right now. Widespread lake effect snow event with hyper-localized snowfall amounts. So in the GTA, it's less the amount of snow falling on the ground and more the reduced visibility as a result of these winds. We have weather alerts in place. We have yellow level alerts, so that's for moderate impact. We also have areas in an orange level alert, so that's high impact, and there is high confidence that these snow squalls will be impacting us through the night tonight and into tomorrow. Let's talk a little bit about the winds. They have been gusty all day long and will remain so through the night tonight. Tomorrow is going to be another windy day before the winds start to ease, and temperatures are cool, but it's the wind chill that really makes it feel not so pleasant out there tonight. Your overnight at a glance sees our temperature falling below freezing, and yeah, it will continue to feel that way as well. We are here at CF Markville, where we are building a toy and we're having a great time. We have some very special guests tonight, but I want to introduce you to someone here. This is Carson. Carson, how old are you?
6 years old.
Okay, and Carson, we just met a few moments ago. You decided to come down here and drop off a few toys for Toy Mountain. What did you bring for us?
A dinosaur toy.
And a couple of other things here too. So look, we've got Buzz Lightyear, we've got Stitch. I take it these are toys that you would enjoy yourself.
Yeah, but I don't really like it, so I want to donate them.
There you go. So you can pick toys you like. You can pick ones that you want to donate. Does it feel good to give back to Toy Mountain and help other kids?
Yes, because every kid may want a present for Christmas.
Carson, you are what Toy Mountain is all about. Let's hear it for him, everyone. Thank you, Carson, and thank you to all of the kids who are helping other kids. Lots more to come from CF Markville as we build a Toy Mountain. But for now, I'll send it back inside to you. Thanks, Carson.
Thank you. We want more Carson. He's stealing the show. See you later. To some other news now. Toronto police are looking to identify suspects wanted for shooting multiple victims and vandalizing 20 bus shelters. The suspect vehicle is believed to be an older model Honda Civic with distinctive features, including a gray hood and gray front passenger side quarter panel, a white decal with white writing across the bottom of the front windshield, as well as a loud aftermarket muffler. The vandalism happened Sunday morning between 12:30 and 2 in a large area between Dufferin and Caledonia and Wilson and Bloor. Police say it resulted in thousands of dollars in damage. Anyone who recognizes this vehicle is asked to come forward. In East York, a pair of apartment buildings are without power after a fire broke out this afternoon. Crews were called to the high-rise on Thorncliffe Park Drive near Overley Boulevard and Millwood Road shortly after 1:30. Toronto Fire says the main part of the blaze was in an underground electrical panel and spread into the walls. Toronto Hydro and Enbridge were brought in to shut down electricity and gas. Fortunately, no injuries reported.
An inquest has been launched into the death of Jamal Francique, who was shot and killed by Peel police more than 5 years ago. Francique was 28 years old when he was fatally shot in January of 2020 near Eglinton and Winston Churchill Boulevard. The officer who fired the deadly shot was eventually cleared of wrongdoing by the SIU. In 2022, Francique's family sued Peel police, Peel paramedics, and the SIU alleging negligence. Ontario's coroner will now be examining the circumstances of Francique's death.
A new report is calling on the Ontario government to revisit a policy that prohibits the use of restorative justice as an alternative to criminal prosecution in cases involving sexual offenses. The report was issued by the Women's Legal Education and Action Fund and the nonprofit Community Justice Initiatives. It says the Crown policy deprives those who have experienced sexual harm from choosing the form of justice that best fits their needs. Restorative justice is an approach that allows victims and those who take responsibility for harm caused to reach a resolution together, typically with the help of a facilitator. And staying at Queen's Park, the Premier announced an agreement today to accelerate the development of an all-season road to the Ring of Fire.
It is the latest move in an effort to increase access to the mining region in Northern Ontario. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris has the details.
It's the second ceremonial signing this autumn, an agreement between Martin Falls First Nation and the Ford government to accelerate construction on a road to the mineral-rich Ring of Fire.
I'm bound and determined, with the cooperation of the chief and council, we're going to change the young people's lives up there.
The community, more than 400 kilometers north of Thunder Bay, will receive about $40 million, money for a community center and training.
It's immediate funding for the procurement of equipment and materials that will be transported this winter road season.
There's also cash to rebuild the Martin Falls Airport terminal and pave its runway, a vital connection since, with the exception of about 6 weeks a year, it's the only way in or out.
And that has a big detriment on our health. We cannot easily jump in a car and then ride down the street to make an appointment to the doctors.
Martin Falls has to hand in its environmental assessment of the access road by February, with the cost of bringing supplies in by air soaring and the winter access road window melting away.
We are willing to overcome what's happened in the past and build our community up and find a way to prosper together.
The hope is to start construction on access roads for Martin Falls and Webequie First Nation this summer. That timeline depends on Ottawa eliminating duplicative processes. The Premier hints the Prime Minister could make an announcement on that soon.
One project, one process. He understands it. We have to move. We have to move as quickly as possible.
Opposition parties think the deal is a good step, but say it doesn't repair the trust broken with other First Nations.
Because you've essentially said to them, I'm going to do whatever I want, whenever I want, wherever I want, and on your land.
A reference to Bill 5, which creates special economic zones where laws can be suspended for economic benefit.
Government decided to ram that through, and as a result, I think they have really delayed a lot when it comes to the Ring of Fire and other projects.
No provisions of Bill 5 have been used since it became law.
But until Bill 5 is repealed, you're not going to see the same kind of trust from other First Nations.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
In other political news, federal NDP leadership hopefuls are set to square off in their first debate tonight. CTV's Jeremy Charon joins us live now from Montreal with a preview. Jeremy, set the stage for us, and there's a French factor tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Michelle. This will be the first test for the 5 candidates vying for the leadership of the federal NDP party into the next election, whenever that happens. And they are Avi Lewis, Heather McPherson, Rob Ashton, Tennille Johnston, and Tony McQuail. And the biggest test for these candidates tonight is the fact that this is a French debate. The NDP is calling this their French debate, although it is mostly French. It'll be 60% French, 40% English. But that will be likely the biggest test for all 5 of the candidates. candidates, neither of which are fully bilingual. They all have different levels of French language skills, but that will be likely the biggest test they face tonight. And the debate's being held, of course, here in Montreal, in the province of Quebec, where the party is hoping that come the next election, they'll be able to regain some support. The party has fallen far from what was in 2011. Many will remember the Orange Wave that helped the NDP form the official opposition with many seats in Quebec. At this point, Alexandre Boulris is the only MP remaining MP in the NDP party in Quebec. And so the party is hoping that their path to rebuilding after what was a very difficult election last time around, a historically difficult election. They dropped to just 7 seats in the House of Commons. They failed to maintain official party status, but they're hopeful that regaining support in Quebec can be part of the recipe to rebuilding. So that will be the big question here, and the candidates will also be vying for the support of that lone NDP MP Alexandre Boulris, who is yet to endorse a candidate, and that endorsement could go a long way in support among NDP members across this province. So that is kind of the stage that has been set here, if you will. It is a mostly French debate that is likely to be a big test for all 5 of these candidates, Michelle.
Jeremy, are there front runners at this point? Are there ones to watch?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there are kind of 3 perceived frontrunners, but among them it is a pretty open race. Avi Lewis, Heather McPherson, and Rob Ashton, they all bring different perspectives, different plans to the table as to where the NDP should be heading to try and, regain some of the support that they once had and rebuild momentum, trying to regain party status, really, in the House of Commons. Avi Lewis is a former journalist, documentary filmmaker. He believes he's the one who can really bring people back together and bring the NDP back to a party that can dream big, he says. Heather McPherson is the only sitting MP among all 3 leaders. She believes she can help broaden the scope of the NDP's voter base, have more voices at the table, if you will. And Rob Ashton is really kind of the working class vote. He's a former union president. He's hoping to help the party regain some of that voter base, Michelle.
Thank you, Jeremy Charon, live for us in Montreal ahead of the debate. Thanks so much.
Anytime.
We want to return now to our coverage of that fire in Thorncliffe Park. We're getting an update right now. We shut down power to buildings. Let's listen in.
Both buildings here, number 11 and 21. Through investigation and firefighting efforts, we now realize that there is a insulation burning in between the walls. It's a very stubborn, slow fire. We are on it, and it is producing some CO levels that we're cautious with for tenants on 7 floors. So we have brought the tenants down and we're sheltering them in TTC buses, and we're working on extinguishing the fires. CO levels are going down currently.
What floors?
Which floors have been evacuated? 3, 4, and 5 in one building, 3 and 4, and a couple penthouses in the second building.
And so when you talk about smoke, was it both in 11 and 21? There was smoke prevalent throughout the 2 buildings?
So we started off in 11, and that's where the initial origin was found. And then the fire seemed to migrate into 21. So we actually had smoke levels clear in 10, moved on to 21, and they progressed in 21. We've got them down again, but that seemed to be maybe the wind outside is how they migrated into 21.
Sir, how many tenants are we talking about here being displaced right now?
We're talking about 70 units. I don't have the exact numbers on the tenants, but there were no injuries. We did this on a precautionary basis because of the levels on the floor we read. We brought them down into a safer place to shelter in TTC buses.
Any time frame, will they be able to get back in their homes tonight, or are we looking at secondary plans?
Well, we're not there yet. We're still working on it. We do have Hydro with us testing the hydro systems right now in one of the buildings. Everything is going smoothly for us. But yeah, a little bit too early to tell that. We're still working on scaling it down.
You talked about the fire being electrical.
You're listening to fire officials this hour giving us an update on a fire at buildings in Thorncliffe Park. You have a number of tenants who are out of their building as we speak. Looks to be an electrical fire, and unfortunately, they're still fighting it. You heard the official there saying that the flames appear to be in the walls as well. So we'll keep tabs on that, and we'll update you when we do get more updates.
Well, Prime Minister Mark Carney and Alberta Premier Danielle Smith were in Calgary today signing a new memorandum of understanding focused on the energy industry.
The deal could set the stage for a new pipeline to the Pacific Coast, but as CTV senior political correspondent Mike Lecoutel reports, there are still many unanswered questions.
Danielle Smith's excitement could not be contained. Alberta isn't getting a bitumen pipeline yet, but it is one step closer.
This agreement includes a clear path to the construction of an over 1 million barrel per day Indigenous co-owned bitumen pipeline to Asian markets.
If everything goes smoothly, senior government officials say construction could start in 2029. But there's one important caveat.
If there's not a private sector proponent, there won't be a pipeline.
That's just one of the conditions as laid out in the agreement, as is Indigenous co-ownership and collaboration with BC to share the benefits. There has to be a new carbon pricing agreement, and the Pathways Carbon Capture project must move forward for the pipeline to do the same.
I don't know that the Prime Minister would have agreed to a new bitumen pipeline without Pathways, and we wouldn't have agreed to Pathways without a new bitumen pipeline.
The carbon storage program is key to Canada meeting its commitment of achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. The federal Conservatives are criticizing the process, saying the Prime Minister could push this ahead using existing legislation.
We even supported him, gives him the power to approve it. So we only need him to do one thing for this pipeline to happen. Get out of the way.
A pipeline would go through BC, but that province wasn't part of this deal. And the Bloc Québécois says it's a dangerous precedent.
The federal government making a deal in order to backstab a province and its jurisdiction.
Alberta has until July 1st to submit a pipeline project application to the new Major Projects Office. If all conditions are met, then the federal government will make an exemption to the oil tanker ban on the BC coast. Mike Lecoutel, CTV News, Ottawa.
BC Premier David Eby outlined some of his objections to the agreement between Ottawa and Alberta this afternoon.
We need to make sure that this project doesn't become an energy vampire, with all of the variables that have yet to be fulfilled. No proponent, no route, no money, no First Nation support, that it cannot draw limited federal resources, limited Indigenous governance resources, limited provincial resources away from the real projects that will employ people, provide the country with money that we desperately need, and provide investment and access to global markets to deepen our trade relationships overseas.
Some First Nations groups have supported pipeline expansion, but the president of the Coastal First Nations in British Columbia is speaking out against it.
Today's MOU does nothing to improve the chances of a North Coast pipeline ever becoming reality. Coastal First Nations, along with the province of BC, will do everything in our power to protect our coast from a real threat of an oil spill.
Also coming out against the New Deal is former federal Environment Minister Stephen Guilbeault. The one-time climate activist resigned from his current role as Minister of Culture today, citing concerns about the potential environmental impacts. Well, turning south of the border now, the Trump administration is launching a crackdown on Afghan immigrants.
This comes after authorities named an asylum seeker from that country as the suspect in yesterday's attack on 2 National Guard members. CTV senior correspondent Judy Trin has the details.
2 National Guards are clinging to life in hospital. 20-year-old Sarah Beckstrom and 24-year-old Andrew Wolf, shot just blocks from the White House.
2 families are shattered and destroyed and torn apart as a result of the actions of one man.
The suspect was also shot, taken down by other soldiers. Officials say Ramanullah Lakhanwal, a 29-year-old Afghan national, drove across the country from his home in Washington state, where he lived with his wife and 5 children.
There is confirmation now that the subject had a relationship in Afghanistan with partner forces. We are fully investigating that aspect of his background as well, to include any known associates that are either overseas or here in the United States of America.
Lakhanwal's relationship was with the CIA, trained and equipped by American operatives to fight against the Taliban. He was among the thousands of people American forces evacuated from Afghanistan after the U.S. military hastily withdrew from the war-torn country under former President Joe Biden. Lachenwall was officially granted asylum earlier this year. Following the shooting, the U.S. announced that immigration requests of Afghan nationals would be stopped indefinitely, pending a review of security vetting.
As President of the United States, I am determined to ensure that the animal who perpetrated this atrocity pays the steepest possible price.
Lachenwall has been currently charged with multiple counts of assault with intent to kill. Donald Trump says he wants to pursue the death penalty if necessary. He calls these crimes an act of terror. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
Nearly 2 days after a deadly blaze devastated a Hong Kong apartment complex, officials say firefighting operations are almost complete. The confirmed death toll in the incident has now climbed to 83, with hundreds considered missing and many others displaced. Search and rescue operations are still ongoing following what was Hong Kong's worst fire in 80 years. Investigators have arrested 3 construction company executives on suspicion of manslaughter and negligence for allegedly using unsafe materials that may have fueled the flames.
For the first time in about 2 years, people in Gaza are able to buy new mobile phones. There were long lines at stores in the Palestinian territory today. Israel had blocked the entry of the devices in late 2023 as it announced a siege of Gaza, soon after Hamas's October 7th attacks. The cell phone import ban was lifted as both Hamas and Israel have accused each other of violations of their shaky ceasefire, and as many Gazans try to endure the winter in the ruins of their homes. Also today, Pope Leo XIV arrived in Turkey on his first foreign visit. He touched down in Ankara this morning and was greeted by the Turkish president. The Pope then paid a visit to the mausoleum of Turkey's founding leader before heading to Istanbul. The 6-day trip also includes a stop in Lebanon. A majority of the population in the two countries is Muslim, but they are also home to ancient Christian communities.
Americans are gathering today to celebrate Thanksgiving, and for many, a big part of the holiday is watching the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Thousands line the streets of New York City to take in the event, which features supersized creations. There's Minnie there, there's a Lego float, and massive balloons of iconic characters like Spider-Man and more. A star-studded lineup of performers included several familiar faces from Broadway, as well as the Radio City Rockettes. But the most important guest, Santa Claus, was the final act as he ushered in the Christmas season.
And I'm Pat Foran. Coming up on Consumer Alert, will you be doing some Black Friday shopping? If you are, be careful of a new scam. Criminals used to call to try and get your credit card information, but now they're trying to take over your smartphone. We record a scam phone call. That's just ahead.
We are building a mountain of toys here on CTV with the Salvation Army, and tonight we are live in Markham. Kelly Vieira is the general manager of CF Markville. Thanks for having us tonight.
Oh, thank you. We really appreciate it. We really value and appreciate being part of this CTV Toy Mountain campaign. And giving back is core to our company values, and we encourage everyone out there, retailers, customers, to bring in a new and unwrapped gift and donate it to the donation box. We really feel that that's a great way to celebrate and help those who need it.
Thank you for having the bins available. Lots of people going to be shopping the next couple of days, and you have a little something else for us tonight, too.
Yes, we're happy to donate $10,000 to the Salvation Army.
Oh, amazing. $10,000, phenomenal. Ron Farr with the Salvation Army, what do you think of a donation like this?
Well, this is just wonderful because we've had 30 years of Toy Mountain, but the need has never been greater than this year, and our partnership with Cadillac Fairview is so important to meet the needs of Markham and Stouffville. This will go such a long way to making children happy this Christmas. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all of you. Thank you to the viewers at home who have been texting to donate. That's one way you can help us build a mountain of toys, or by visiting toymountain.ca. Stay with us. A full look at your weather forecast is coming up. We'll be right back.
Well, many people will be doing some holiday shopping in the days ahead, hoping to find some Black Friday deals.
Be careful if you get a call from someone claiming there are false charges on your credit card. It's a scam designed to drain your bank account. Here's Pat Foran with a consumer alert. Pat.
Thanks, Michelle and Natalie. Many of us get scam calls and we know to ignore them or to hang up right away. But I got a scam phone call and recorded it. Now, criminals aren't asking for your credit card. They're trying to get you to download apps that take over your phone. It was a phone call out of the blue from someone claiming to be from Amazon. They said there was a charge on my credit card for a new iPhone.
Your transaction page. Press 1 now to report this transaction, or 2 to authorize this order.
Thank you for reaching out to Amazon. How can I help you?
Oh, hi. I just got a call that said there's a problem with a credit card and an Amazon order.
Yes, sir. There is a purchase for iPhone 13, which cost you $749. So is that you who made that purchase?
No, I didn't do that. I didn't make that purchase.
Okay, so I believe that you like to cancel the charges.
Yeah, I want to cancel the charges. I didn't buy that phone.
Okay, now I just want you to look for the application name App Store over there, sir. APP App STORE. App Store.
You want me to go to the App Store?
Yes, open the App Store, sir.
The scammer wanted me to download an app that would allow them to take over my phone. They would have remote access to my banking, email, and basically everything on my phone.
What the hackers and the fraudsters are trying to do is to get you to download an app from the App Store that allows for remote desktop connections.
I strung the scammer along as she tried to get me to download the application. Okay, I got it open.
Tap on it and tell me what do you see on your screen.
Okay, but will that let you take over my phone?
It's an official application from where you will get connected to the Amazon security server. Once you will get connected to the server, you can cancel the charge as well as secure all the information, all right?
Well, can't you cancel it without me doing that? Eventually, she grew frustrated that I wouldn't download the app, and she hung up. Ritesh Kotek says if a scammer uses an app to gain control of your phone, they have access to everything on it.
And if fraudsters and hackers are able to gain access to it, they essentially have access to your entire life, all your transactions, and all of your data.
If you get a suspicious phone call like this, hang up and never download apps that grant access to your phone. And while we answer the call from this scammer, it's best to avoid calls from unknown numbers, because when you pick up, it shows your number is active, which could lead to more scam phone calls. On your side, I'm Pat Foran.
If you have a consumer story idea, email us at alert@ctv.ca.
Well, the flakes are flying across the region tonight, and the gifts are piling up. Our Toy Mountain campaign is at Markville Mall tonight.
It is starting to feel like the holiday season. We are just a few days away from December now, and we are building a mountain of toys so that there is lots under the tree for those in need. Lindsay Morrison is here with the latest from Markville Mall. Lindsay.
Yeah, Natalie, Michelle, I must say, even as a weather person, I prefer a mountain of toys over a mountain of snow, which some areas are going to get, mainly outside of the GTA. And we will talk about that, but we're having more fun here building a toy mountain at CF Markville. I've got Gabby here from Gabby's Dollhouse. A few kids watching at home may recognize this fun character. Thank you, Kidamo, for your longtime support of Toy Mountain. All right, what's your name?
Jalen, Kendrick, Carrie, Lily.
We've got some wonderful kids here tonight, Natalie and Michelle, who have been coming down, who have been making a donation to the pile. Thank you so much. This is, of course, what it's all about, kids helping kids. And, of course, kids at heart helping kids, too. Mary and Gordon, you're with Specsavers. Thank you for your support for Toy Mountain. What have you done tonight?
Tonight, we're going to share, we're spreading the joy in the community. Specsavers is a family company, and we're here to serve the community.
You look fabulous tonight. I love your little elf hat. Thank you so much. Thank you for your donation tonight.
Thank you.
And Aaron, I want to talk to you a little bit because we're here in Markham tonight. Yes. It's not our only stop in Markham. Yep. There's a pretty special night that many of us look forward to every year, and that's at the Pride of Canada Carousel.
That's correct. So ever since 2017, every year we've been at the Pride of Canada Carousel. So we're looking forward to it again. December 11th, there's going to be a lot of toys, a lot of fun. It'll be a little bit colder. Maybe you got to, bundle up a little bit more, but it's going to be a great night on December 11th at the Pride of Canada Carousel.
Oh, We'll look forward to seeing you there and hopefully seeing many of you at home over the next couple of days and weeks to come. Let's get to your weather forecast. It's been a little bit snowy today in some areas. This is what it looked like earlier today in the Brooklyn area, which of course is just north of Whitby. It's been rounds of flurries today in and around southern Ontario and lake effect snow squalls in many areas too. As we take a look at our weather boards, I do want to point out that we remain under, in many parts of southern Ontario, snow squall warnings, some under a yellow warning, some under an orange level alert. And the orange level alert is for more of a moderate impact, or high impact, I should say, and high confidence that this is going to be impactful through the next couple of days. Special weather statement for the city of Toronto, gusty winds, blowing snow. It's less about the snowfall accumulation and more about the reduced visibility on the roads. Satellite and radar, you can see just how active it still is right now. A lake effect snow event is one of those kinds where you might look out your window and think, it's not snowing, I thought it was going to snow today, or you look out a couple minutes later and there's a heavy burst of flurries. So we've got the circulating low, and with that, the gusty winds making their way off the Great Lakes, and we see rounds of snow. So this is what we're dealing with for the next little bit here. As far as accumulating snow, the heaviest amounts of snow will be in the traditional snow belt areas closer to the shores of Lake Huron and Georgian Bay, but some parts of the North GTA could get clipped as well. Here's our forecast radar. We'll pause this a couple of times to show you when the bands could be impacting different portions of the GTA. Again, this isn't our most high impact storm here in and around the city of Toronto, but it is of course worth mentioning. We're going to see the bands retreat into tomorrow as the winds start to ease. Saturday is a drier day, but Sunday, the next round of active weather moves in, and this could bring us a bit of slushy, wet snow too. Temperatures are cool out there, and it's not so much the core temperature, it is the wind chill. Through the overnight tonight, we dropped to a low of about -1 degree. It's going to feel, though, like -7 waking up tomorrow morning. Here's tomorrow at a glance, a few flurries out there. If we can get to your 7-day forecast, we will show you that the first couple of days of December are looking chilly, but they're also looking sunny. We are here in Markham building a toy mountain. And these kids at heart are doing a great job of it. I'll send it back inside to you, Michelle and Natalie.
Thank you so much,
Say
Lindsay.
bye, everybody.
Also tonight, the staggering prevalence of chronic pain and the economic burden. Our health reporter Pauline Chan examines the therapy giving patients relief without drugs. The city of Toronto is marking a milestone in its push to upgrade its 911 services. Toronto is now the first municipality in the GTA to implement next-generation 911 across all of its emergency services. That was achieved earlier this month when paramedic services made the transition to the new digital technology. The system offers upgrades from the traditional 911 network, including more reliable caller location and phone number information. There are also improvements to cybersecurity protections and service resiliency. There are no changes to how callers will access 911 services, although Next Generation 911 did enable the tool police use to text callers whose calls are dropped.
It's estimated 1 in 5 Canadians suffers from chronic pain that lasts consistently for more than 3 months.
The economic burden is upwards of $40 billion. CTV's Pauline Chan looks at newer therapy that works without drugs.
It was a shard of glass from a sliding door that changed Pauline Couture's life forever.
A triangle of glass just went in under my right knee and severed all the tendons in my right leg.
That was decades ago, and over the years she's tried painkillers, had 2 full knee replacements, massage, acupuncture, and Chinese herbal medications helped, but it was getting expensive to keep going so frequently.
A low-intensity laser therapy kept me out of a wheelchair for 8 years, but then the thing was deteriorating more. What I was doing was I was just gritting my teeth, and I was crushing teeth roots, clenching so badly all day.
But last September, she got into a pain clinic at UHN and learned about pain reprocessing therapy, or PRT.
They don't have any structural problem that is causing the pain anymore. Whatever caused the pain has healed, and now it is that signal that persists in the body, alerting them that there is pain, but actually it is just the signal malfunctioning.
After just 2 sessions, Pauline decided to try walking home, but by the second light, she felt the pain coming on.
You take slow, deep breath, and you put your hand on your belly and your hand on your chest.
She made it home by herself that evening.
I can walk 12,000 steps in one day now. Like, I couldn't even have imagined that 6 months ago.
PRT is usually given for 8 sessions, and it is covered by OHIP, but because it began in Canada in 2021, Dr. Andrea Furlan says it was overshadowed by COVID.
I'd like to see Ontario declare chronic pain a disease the way Quebec has. Chronic care patients in Ontario cost 51% more every year because they go to the doctor more, they need more imaging, they use more drugs.
Dr. Forland says PRT benefits patients as well as the healthcare system with a reduction of lost work hours, drug and other therapy costs. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
In business news, this week marks 3 years since the launch of the popular AI platform ChatGPT.
What concerns me is that we're 3 years in and we're still talking about some of the original problems, which include hallucinations and includes bias and where is this information coming from and where is it being scraped from as well. We also have very few people at the helm of some of this technology. So Sam Altman has sort of changed course on the way he originally started this as a non-for-profit, and now there's rumors of this company going public.
Research suggests roughly 20% of Canadians have used ChatGPT, from answering a simple question to figuring out a complex issue and even helping to spruce up a resume or provide support to businesses. The chatbot was launched on November 30th, 2022. Meanwhile, a new report says demand is rising for non-alcoholic drinks. The report from the Conference Board of Canada says households spent $12.5 billion on non-alcoholic drinks in 2024. That's 3% above pre-pandemic levels. The research also shows consumer preferences have been shifting towards drinks with ingredients that carry health benefits, reduced sugar, organic certification, and plant-based ingredients.
The Business Report is brought to you by Canadian Western Bank, the bank built for business.
Just ahead, shopping for special gifts you can't get everywhere. We go exploring at the One of a Kind show as it marks a milestone anniversary this holiday season.
And while you're shopping, maybe you could pick up a new unwrapped toy and drop it off in one of our Toy Mountain donation bins. There's plenty of them around the region. And we want to thank so many families who have been doing exactly that tonight, dropping off these toys. If you can, take a picture of yourself making your donation. Tag us at CTV Toy Mountain or email us at toy.mountain@bellmedia.ca. We've got one more look at your weather, and we will continue to build a Toy Mountain live from CF Markville after this.
The One of a Kind show is marking its 50th anniversary this year.
This year's event showcases the work of 800 exhibitors from across Canada, with offerings ranging from fashion and art to flavors and home decor.
1, 2, 3.
Mayor Olivia Chow and Deputy Mayor Asma Malik were on hand for the ribbon-cutting ceremony at the Intercare Centre over the noon hour. The pair spoke about the importance of supporting local artisans.
It is about, of course, the economic drivers in our city that create this space, but most of all, the cultural fabric that you contribute to every single time you walk through the doors, every single time our exhibitors get an opportunity to showcase and share their talents and their love for this city.
We want to thank every single creator, every business artisan for bringing your creativity to thousands and thousands, well, more than thousands, tens of thousands of people all these years. And of course, the organizers, the staff, the volunteers, thank you. Most importantly, thank you to all of you that are shopping.
The One of a Kind show features more than 800 artisans from across the country. The show runs until December 7th.
And CF Markville is another fabulous place to shop. Lindsay Morrison's been there all hour collecting tons of toys, Lindsay.
Michelle, there's been an amazing energy here tonight. I mean, look at these wonderful donors. We've had the Salvation Army here. We've had Gabby from Gabby's Dollhouse as we continue to build a toy. And, you know, we're really just getting started, Gina, but how does it feel as the early days of this campaign roll on?
Well, CF Markville really came through. This is an amazing show tonight. I'm holding one of the toys that was donated tonight by the generous shoppers here in the mall. It's wonderful, just wonderful to see the Toy Mountain's getting bigger and bigger. You can be part of it. Drop off a toy, an unwrapped new toy, to any of the locations that we're going to be at, which are on the Toy Mountain website.
Absolutely. It's a very busy couple of days. Shopping's on the mind of a lot of people. Tomorrow's Black Friday, and we are actually going to be live at the Toronto Premium Outlets in Halton Hills. We're encouraging everyone to come out if they can.
Yeah, I'll see you there for sure.
It's going to be great, and hopefully the weather's going to cooperate. We've had some pretty active weather. Here's one more look at the satellite and radar, and Halton in particular has seen a decent amount of snow today. So there's a look at what that looks like. One more peek at the 7-day forecast. Conditions are going to improve through the day tomorrow, although it is going to be another windy day. It's likely to be another day with flurries. And then as we head into the weekend, temperatures are going to rise a little bit. Heads up Sunday, could be some slushy snow falling as a result of the temperature being warmer. And then Monday is December. We are inching closer and closer to the holiday season. In fact, we are loving it as we continue to build a toy mountain. We've had a fabulous night here. Natalie and Michelle, we're going to wave goodbye to you for now and send it back inside to the studio.
Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate it. What a haul tonight. Thanks so much. Thanks, CF Markville. Well, that's it for us, but you can join Omar Sachedina tonight at 11 for CTV National News, followed by Zoraida Alman with your next local newscast at 11:30.
In the meantime, our coverage continues anytime on CB24 and online at ctvnewstoronto.ca.
For Lindsay Morrison and the whole team here at CTV News, thanks for watching and have a great night.